This video contains spoilers for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, so if you haven't seen it yet, go do so, then watch this video. If I'm being honest, when the Disney Plus shows were first announced, I was looking forward to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier the least. But between WandaVision going out in a fizzle and the Loki series still weeks away, I was dead wrong to think that way. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is one of the best things to happen to the superhero genre, maybe even since Daredevil. The MCU has attempted to tell serious stories in the past about the real world and its problems. For example, Iron Man had posed the threat of an untrustworthy military, and Winter Soldier posed the threat of an untrustworthy government. But these movies never commit to those compelling ideas.
This is S.H.I.E.L.D.?
This is what S.H.I.E.L.D.'s supposed to be.
This is not so bad.
But not only is Falcon and the Winter Soldier a reflection of real-life events, past and present, it takes characters that have never really had real room to grow in Steve's shadow and fully realizes them. If you're watching this video, chances are you've probably seen a couple other big videos on this series. Let's look at a few. High Top Films, The Brown Table, and even Full Fat Videos. Notice one thing they all have in common, just based on their thumbnails? Sam's new suit, front and center. Which is cool, it's an awesome new look for him that had a lot of symbolism embedded in it. But it only comes in the last episode of the show, which is an almost perfect episode of TV, don't get me wrong. But for me, there's one episode that's so much better. The penultimate episode. An episode entitled Truth that somehow managed to make us care about fixing a boat in a superhero show. It also managed to sum up and finalize Sam Wilson and Bucky Barton's separate arcs in two of the most special moments in all of the MCU.
Why didn't you use the metal arm?
Well, I don't always think of it immediately. I'm right-handed.
And this might be a surprise, but it doesn't matter what Steve thought.
That right there, that is where the MCU is at its best. Simple, sincere moments between friends. In this case, two guys. They're not partners, they're not a team, at least not until this episode. Not only is this Bucky's full redemption from being the Winter Soldier realized, it's also the moment where Sam becomes Captain America. Right there. The whole series, people have been telling him, be Cap, don't be Cap, take the shield, don't take the shield, put it in a museum. But now he's making the choice, not for the government, not for Isaiah Bradley, and definitely not for Steve Rogers. He's doing things for himself, and in doing so becomes so much more than Captain America's wingman. But still, the show isn't perfect. John Walker's apparent redemption seems rushed. I think it's logical he made the right choice in the end, but him and Bucky chatting it up afterwards just feels a little unnatural. Zemo's inclusion was delightful, but overall felt a little tacked on, as he should have had much more to do. They set him up so much for him to just be semi-important, but his final moments speaking with Bucky were complex and meaningful. Everybody and their grandmothers saw the Power Broker twist coming from a mile away. They could have made this twist a lot more impactful by revealing in the final post-credit scene that Sharon was like a Skrull or something. But hey, at least this show actually acknowledges the fact that Sharon exists, unlike the new movies, and it does its best to give her a personality even though she's just kind of awful now. The Flag Smashers' motives were never really clear, and they felt like they were very unappealing villains. Maybe if they were non-violent, or at least Carly didn't kill a bunch of people, I would be more invested with them. But that might not actually be entirely the show's fault. There were reports that a subplot of the show was scrapped due to similarities to the COVID vaccine. But despite these negative qualities, when the show is good, it's so good. Overall, I rate Falcon and the Winter Soldier a 6 out of 7. It's a show that questions the legacy of America's most important hero, and it excels at almost everything it attempts.
Sam, this has to be subtle.
Subtle. Got it.